fair preparation. As you guys well know, a lot of you will be attending a career fair for the first time this semester. With the career fair, there are things if you've never attended before that you should be aware of, as it can be overwhelming the first time that you enter in. So, very first thing with a career fair is know why do employers come to campus to attend a career fair where there's nothing but booths and everything else, and so why do they come to us instead of us coming to them? And the answers are pretty straightforward. It's an opportunity for them to recruit the top candidates, which are you guys. You guys are going to be top candidates. You guys have a top-notch program here and in your major, and they're going to be recruiting for you. Because of the fact there's going to be a large number of students that will attend a career fair, usually anywhere between 800 to 1,000 students at a time. There's an opportunity for them to recruit a bunch of students and get their name out about their company and their opportunities at once. So it saves money and time and staff resources to go after a large number of students as opposed to one-on-one. It also, like I said, it gives them an opportunity because there will be a variety of companies, probably close to around 140 to 150 companies that will be there, and a lot of them are sometimes behind the scenes companies that do not have end services to consumers, and maybe they're a company that produces for another company. So it's an opportunity for them to get their name out if they're not necessarily consumer marquee names. Obviously, increases visibility on campus, gives them an opportunity for them to learn about us and for us to learn about them. So when they come here, besides what does that top prospect mean? What are companies specifically looking for? They're looking for well-rounded, involved students. And so what I mean by that are students who aren't just going to class and going home. They're looking for leaders on campus. They're looking for people who are taking advantage of experiences, whether or not that's internships, volunteering, organizations on campus. They're looking for students who do take their grades and their courses serious and who have good GPAs, but they're also looking for the holistic student. Obviously, one of the big things, especially for business students, you have to be able to communicate well. They're looking for people who have strong communication skills, who can relate their skills of what they've gained in the classroom and outside of the classroom, and be able to relate how those skills and those experiences that they've had relate to the job or the career that they're looking for. Okay, they want to obviously have people who want to be around other people. They want people who are friendly, who have a team mate environment and attitude and personality. They want people who are positive and engaging and excited, and so you need to show those things as well. Okay, and then as you guys gain experience, they'll want to know about those activities that you've been involved in and those experiences that you've had in the classroom, outside the classroom, all of those. Okay, so part of the thing that you guys can do when you're thinking about the career fair is preparing, and here are some things that you can do to prepare before the fair. So clarify why you're going. Okay, as a freshman, are you going to look for a summer job? Are you going to maybe even already start looking for an internship? There may be some internships that are available. Are you going to just do more fact finding, learning about companies, learning about opportunities in your career field? Are you a supply chain major and wanting to know about what do those opportunities really mean? Are you an accounting major and looking at where can accounting take place, outside of an accounting firm or marketing or management? What does digital marketing really entail? And this is an opportunity for you to talk to those companies about different opportunities. Okay. The other thing is that it may just be important for you to attend because of it's going to be loud, it's going to be large. Like I said, anywhere from 800 to 1,000 students usually attend every semester, and then when you add that to 150 companies with multiple representatives, it can be a daunting experience. And so you definitely want to experience it early on and understand how it works so you can become more comfortable with it in the future. Okay. One of the big things that I will tell you is that even if you're attending for class, even if it is a class requirement, is do not tell the employers there you're only for class. Take it as an opportunity for you to continue to learn and gain experiences, because the recruiters that are going to be here this semester will be here in the future semesters, and this is an opportunity for you to start networking with them and taking advantage of some of the opportunities that may come up, whether or not that is a summer job that turns into an internship that turns into a full-time career. You never know when those networking opportunities can start, and take advantage of them. So when you start thinking about it, here's just one of the things that I've written up about different opportunities by year. As you continue to go every year, there's going to be different opportunities, whether or not that's like I said, those career exploration opportunities and finding out what can you do with your major in some of these different companies that are there, whether or not that's internships or even full-time jobs. Okay? So one of the big things is finding out what companies are going to be there. So one of the two things you'll get, one is all under Sycamore Career Link, which you access through your My ISU in the apps. You can go to the events section and look up the event of the fall 2017's career fair, and be able to look at the or spring career fair and look at the employers that are attending. Okay. Usually, I will also send out an email to all college of business students telling them what companies are coming for each specific major. So that way you have an opportunity to kind of look at all of those and start making a game plan of what are those companies that may sound interesting. Once you have that, make a list. I usually say, for your first time, shoot for 10 companies just to learn a little bit more about them. Maybe there are a couple marquee names like Rolls-Royce that may be there, but there's also going to be others that maybe you've never heard of, and taking advantage of the time to start doing some research. Google, go to their company website, learn more about them. What's their size? Where are they located? Are they a big company that is international or national and gives opportunities for you to move around the country? Is that something that's important to you? Or are they more of a local, homegrown company that their values are more personal to you? So look at some of those type of things. Not just looking at just a job, but this is your opportunity to really start looking at all of those different things that may be important to you. What's the product that they make? Who do they serve? Do they serve consumers, or do they serve another company? What are some of those things? Have they been in the news recently for good things or for negative things? And take all that stuff into context. Obviously, when you go there, even as freshmen, you're going to want to have your resume ready. Okay, so a couple things with your resume, just especially when you're going to a career fair, your resume should never, ever, ever be more than 1 page long. Okay. You want it to be a snapshot of what's relevant to them. And so even as freshmen, it's going to be important for you to think about what are the things that you've done that are relevant to these potential employers, because like I said, there may be opportunities for summer positions, maybe opportunities for internships already. It's never too early to network, and and that way you can think about what are some of the things that you've done in high school, what are some of the things that you've done over the summer, what are some of the things you're doing in this first semester, in these first few weeks that you want to highlight. Okay. One of the big things I think a lot of people make mistakes on is when they write down bullet points. They write down bullet points of job duties. Job duties are what you were specifically responsible for. But that's not what employers want to see. They don't care about what you were responsible for. They want to know what you actually achieved. So your bullet points should be accomplishments and achievements, and focus more on those. Okay, and when you look at whether or not you look at a resume rubric that you can get from the Career Center, or you look at the resume and cover letter writing guide you can get off the Career Center website, both of those will give you examples. Okay, you can submit your resume to Sycamore Career Link for an online review, or come in during walk-ins. Walk-ins are available 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Okay, and so you can just come in for a 15-minute walk-in for a critique, and those are over in the Career Center. Okay, when you come to the career fair, bring multiple copies of the resume. Some employers may take the resume, some of them may not, but always have more than you need, because it's always better to have more than not have enough and then run out, and if somebody asks for it, then say you don't have any. Okay. So before the fair, you want to practice your approach and your closing. Okay, and what I mean by this is, how do you walk up to someone? How do you introduce yourself? Okay, and so one of the things that, if you haven't learned about it yet, that you'll learn a lot of in some of your different classes, is called the elevator pitch. This is basically your 30-second marketing pitch about yourself, and we'll talk more about it here in just a second. But then it's also about, when do you walk up and introduce yourself? So if an employer is talking to a small group of people already, wait for them to finish their spiel and then go up and introduce yourself. Okay? Rehearse answers to common questions. Those common questions are, tell me about yourself. What's your major? Why are you interested in this company? What do you know about us? Those could be very common things that they may ask you, especially in that initial thing. And so be prepared to answer some of those. Okay? Spend several hours, and what I mean by that is the career fair is 10 to 2, so don't think that if you want to be successful and take this seriously, you're not going to just walk in and be done in 15 minutes. Okay? Set aside a couple hours for you to walk around the career fair once, kind of get the lay of the land, and then at that point, then you can kind of see which people, which booths you want to visit. Take time in case they're busy and that you need to wait and for you to be able to talk to them. Think about some of those. Do you need to take a break and write down some notes? All those things you want to be able to do. Okay? So these are just some things that we say, that I say you should have with your Padfolio. Obviously, here's a picture of your Padfolio. If you didn't know what a Padfolio was, but it's basically a notebook for you to keep your notes, keep copies of your resumes, have a place to stick their business cards when you get them, all those type of things. Okay, so as far as, we do require professional dress for you to enter the career fair. With the professional dress, women, obviously, and men, the easiest way, especially for business students, I'm always going to tell you that if you have a suit, wear the suit. Even as a freshman, it's all about first impressions, and you will make a good first impression. Okay, and so for women, closed-toe shoes. Make sure that the heels are, I usually say around 2 inches or lower. Flats are completely okay for a career fair. Okay, and the other thing about it is make sure that this is not the first time you've worn those heels. Make sure you're comfortable wearing them. Make sure that minimal jewelry, minimal perfume, simple makeup. Nothing sheer or low cut or too tight fitting. Okay. Same thing with men. Men, business suit, conservative tie, dress shoes. Okay. If you guys don't have suits, for men or women, slacks, professional dress slacks, professional skirt for women, professional collared shirt, those type of things. No sneakers. None of that. Okay. So basically, no tennis shoes, no sandals, no sweatshirts, no clothes with holes in them, no hats, no jeans, those type of things. If you do wear those, you won't be, you could be turned away. Okay, so be aware of that. If you do not have professional dress, there may be an opportunity for you over in the Career Center. We do offer the clothing closet, and that's an item for you to pick up 4 items, whether or not that's shoes, shirt, pants, a tie, a blazer or something like that, a suit, and so we have that available to you, and those are not things that you pick out and then you have to return. Once you pick them out, they're yours. Okay, so once again, the time for the clothing closet is 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Same time as our walk-in hours for those resume reviews as well. So remember, I was talking to you about the elevator pitch. Once again, it's, like I said, it's that marketing commercial about yourself. So the easiest way to think about it is it's your name, your major, and your professional goals. What do you want to do with it? Okay, describe what are those skills that you have, or that personal qualities that you bring. Think about what are some of those things that you can offer a company. At the same time, if you don't really know what that is, after you've kind of done your introduction and kind of told them why you're looking at them, use this as an opportunity to ask more about their company and what are they looking for? What kind of skills are they looking for in their positions? What kind of positions do they have that may relate to your major? And so you can kind of start looking at some of those different opportunities on both sides. Start selling yourself a little bit, but also give them an opportunity to sell themselves back to you. Okay? So when you get there, the career fair is over in the Holman Center, which is the basketball arena. When you get there, you'll enter on the 8th Street side, which is the west side of the building. You'll go through a clothing check to make sure that you are dressed professionally. If you are carrying a backpack, we'll ask you that you check your backpack with us. You don't, probably most likely, since it's in September, you won't need a jacket. But if you are wearing a jacket, we'll have a coat check as well. Okay, they'll have you go down the stairs, 2 floors to the ground level. That's where you'll have your ID, and that's where you'll scan in and check in. That's where you'll pick up your map that has all the employers mapped out. And like I said, that's where I talked about where you can kind of walk around and kind of get a lay of the land first and see what employers are there, get used to what the environment is. At both ends of the fair, there will be what's called a student cafe, just like a little grouping of tables that allow you to kind of relax, regroup, write down notes of meetings that you've had, and write down little notes on the business cards that you've gotten, get a drink of water, regroup, and go back out again. Okay? Obviously, as part of that elevator pitch, the very first thing, smile, firm handshake, and eye contact. Okay? Gather information from the employers. Use this as an information opportunity, not as a goodie bag opportunity. They will be giving away lots of stuff, but don't let that be the focus of you walking up to a table. Okay? Once again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Even if you are required for a class such as Business 100 or another course to attend the career fair, do not say that you're only here because of a class. Okay? Use this as an opportunity for you on your future. Okay? It also make sure that you are representing ISU well, but not saying this because at the same time, like I said before, the same recruiters that are here this semester will be here next semester when you are actually looking for a summer job or a part-time position or an internship or a full-time position in 2 years from now. And so make sure that you're setting a good example for you and for those recruiters. That way we also get those same companies coming back and seeking out our students. Okay? So the thing is that most of the recruiters that'll be there are HR representatives and recruiters. Sometimes we'll get departmental managers. So they may not always know everything about every position in their company, and so they may not be able to answer every question, but they should be able to direct you to their website for more specific information, but they'll be able to answer those general questions. Okay, every conversation that you have at the career fair, no matter whether or not it's in a break, whether or not it's in the hallway, whether or not it's in a booth, treat it like a mini interview, because like I said, you never know when an opportunity might arise for you, even as freshmen. There are still freshmen who I know freshmen every year who get internships and summer jobs or part-time jobs or even jobs right away from those opportunities where they meet them. So whether or not you're a freshman, whether or not you're a senior, there's every opportunity every conversation is a mini interview. Okay, make sure that if you have a great opportunity you have a great conversation, ask them for their business card so you can follow up with them. And then when you walk away, write down notes on the back of the business card, so that way when you send them a thank you note later, you'll remember which conversation it was that you had with that person. Because if you have 10 or 15 different conversations, and then the next day trying to remember who you had that conversation with, it may be a little confusing. So write down, what they were wearing. Were they the person in the red tie or the purple dress or whatever? Thank them personally right then and there for visiting Indiana State, for taking time to talk with you, and then also follow up with a thank you email the next day. Okay. As you can see here on the screen, these are just some sample questions that I've come up with for you guys, that if you're not sure what to ask them, here are some sample questions. These are common questions. These are not going to be company specific. So think about what are some of those questions that you want to ask about a specific company or a specific position at a company. That's where you want to do research before you get to the fair. Okay? But what skills are they looking for? What's the company culture like? What are some of the things that they have that they want to brag about for their company that separates them from other companies? Why did you decide to work there? What are some of those things? You can ask any of those. Okay. So one of the things that's really cool this year is we're actually going to try to do group tours. So group tours, we're going to try to start approximately every 30 minutes. These are designed for first-time attendees to a fair. It'll be an opportunity to network with the Career Center staff, and then also they'll walk you around, have you meet a few of the specific employers as a group. They'll learn how career fair is organized, get used to a fair in a group setting. That way, if you're a little nervous about that whole showing up and trying to network with employers right away from the get-go, this is a good opportunity for you to kind of walk around and get acclimated to the environment as a group. This will basically just take a group and walk you around and show you what it's like, how the process works for check-in, all that kind of stuff. But then at the same time, at the end, if you want to re-enter the fair afterwards and do some individual networking and talk with some specific companies that you've done research on, that's where you definitely can. You don't have to attend the group tour. That's completely going to be up to you and or your instructor if the instructor requires it for class. Okay? So after the fair, like I said, write the thank you letter. Okay? That's where you want to make sure you get those business cards. If they tell you about anything about applying for any reason, follow through with the application instructions. Okay, but send a thank you email. Tell them, thank you for the opportunity. As freshmen or sophomores or seniors, what do you hope to get out of it? What do you hope to learn more about? And then talk to them about that you could be a good fit for the company, or that you would love to learn more about them in the future. Okay, and like I said, the career fair, it is Wednesday, September 20th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Holman Center. Like I said, professional dress is required. Make sure you bring your student ID. That is required as well. And then if you have any questions, you can always come in to walk-in hours over at the Career Center for a resume review, or for the clothing closet, as well as you can always stop by for any kind of question about the fair or anything else. All right? If you have any questions, let me know. And then thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at the fair.